Hi guys, Steve Hammerschmidt here, back with NorthMetroBassAcademy. Welcome to the fishing season here in Minnesota. Got a chance to get out a few times and found some different scenarios, and I was going to share with you what happened to me last night on the lake. Some pretty interesting stuff. We're dealing with the spawn here in Minnesota, and depending on the lake and depending on what's going on, the spawn can be all over the place up here. And last night when I went out, I was dealing with 15-mile-an-hour winds directly out of the north, so blowing hard down the main lake, and temperatures were about 55 degrees, so kind of cool even here in Minnesota. Water temps had actually come back down. They were at about 62 a week ago, and they were up actually down, like I said, to about 58 degrees when I fished last night, so it had gone backwards. So my thought would be that I'd have to search hard for the fish because they seem to be scattered all over, and I hadn't had much success for better fish and quality fish the last couple times I was out. So I started with a lipless crankbait, fished the windiest part of the lake on the bank as I could. I was fortunate to early on get a good quality 3.5, 4 pounder on a lipless crankbait, super aggressive hit. So that told me that there were fish in that area. I fished that area hard with the lipless crankbait and caught some more, a few pike mixed in with 3 or 4 other small bass, and thought before the wind dies down I should try to throw something finesse in there as best as I could and see if I could pick up maybe a big fish that wouldn't hit the lipless crankbait. So I did that. It took me about a half hour to go back through that area with the Texas rig and never got a bite. Was really surprised by that. I knew fish were in there, but they just would not eat the Texas rig. So then I moved on, fished the lipless crankbait on another windy area of the lake. The wind was already starting to die down though. Only caught a couple small fish over there, so kind of went on to something different. Decided to go as the wind was calming down to a different part of the lake where I could fish a Ned rig. And I fished a 3/32 most of the time. That's what I fished last night. Was catching them, but got all small fish. So I decided that I was going to vacate that area, head to a different spot. Now I was on the north end of the lake, the calmest area of the lake. It was just dead flat. And this was an area that has a really steep slope off the bank. So there's only about an area of about 10 feet, maybe more, 10 to maybe 20 feet, I guess would be the most, where there's a sandy area and then there's a big drop off into about 20 feet of water there. So a nice steep bank. And figured there might be a chance those fish, a couple of them might have moved up. And sure enough, my first fish down there on the Ned head, I set the hook on it. It was a good one, probably right around 5 pounds, maybe just a tad short, 20.5 inches. Moved a little farther down, caught a few small ones, and then got another good bite down there, about a 4 pounder that I actually lost at the boat. You'll see on the video how not to land a 4 pounder. With finesse gear, I was trying to bring it to the boat, into the net, and pulling a 4 pounder with 7 pound test line was not obviously the right combination. So unfortunately I lost that fish, but certainly had it hooked and could see that it was a quality fish. Went from there, figured I'd fish the Ned head for the rest of the night since it produced 2 good fish, and there was a lot of calm areas on the lake now, and went on for another hour or 2 hours and only caught small ones. So the last thing I did was I bummed out to the main lake, and there's a spot on this lake that I have caught fish on at every time of the year. It's a main lake spot. I've caught them early, late, middle. They either bite or they don't. They're there most of the time though, and I figured even though it's, spawning time and the fish should be on the banks, I'd better rule it out because it's just too good a spot not to. And went out there about my 3rd cast with a football jig. I was feeling around to get on the spot, and boom, I got hit hard, set the hook and whiffed. And so that told me that the fish were there, at least a fish was there. And then I would move around a little bit with my graph and my boat, and I started to see consistent fish showing up. But with no hits other than that one on the football jig, I knew I had to change my presentation. So I actually went to a bait that most people don't throw deep. I actually went to a 1 ounce chatterbait. It's a bait that I make. It's a bait that I've got a ton of confidence in, and I saw it do amazing things last year throughout the whole season. And I put that bait on, and sure enough, about my 4th cast, I hooked into a solid 4 pounder in 18 feet of water on the main lake. And I thought to myself, wow, amazing that these fish are still out here. And it's a good thing I checked on that spot. Was only able to get one more fish to go on the bladed jig. Finished the night at the drop shot out there, seeing so many fish on the graph, and was able to put 2 more fish in the boat on the drop shot out on that spot in 18 feet of water. So the lesson from tonight for you guys listening is just simply, I think, make sure that you fish the spots that you have confidence in, and make sure that you fish the spots even if it's not a conventional time. Not all the fish spawn at the same time. And what we're at right now on this lake is some fish are doing one thing, some fish are doing another thing. They're certainly not grouped up, and they're certainly not agreeing on when the spawn is supposed to happen. So fortunately, since I checked that spot, I was able to hook into a couple good ones. Going to quick show you the baits that I used. First one, and here's the lipless crankbait that I was throwing. This is made by 6 Cents Lures out of Texas. And I don't even know what the name of this color is, but this is my favorite bait fish color. It's got a nice glimmer to it in the water. This is their 1/2 ounce size, and it's a faint rattle sound. So if I show you here, it's not real loud. It's kind of a subtle lipless crankbait, if there is such a thing, but this is it. And I really like this bait. You can see I changed the hooks out, got Mustad KVD triple grips, just because I have a ton of confidence in them, and I think it's worth the upgrade. So the 6 Cents bait's really good. The hooks that they come with are actually pretty good. I just prefer the Mustad triple grips. Here's the net head I was throwing, just a traditional 32nd ounce net head. Nothing fancy. Got the keeper on the back. These are made with owner hooks. I make them here at NorthMetroBassAcademy. I think it's the best finesse head out there on the market. Here's one fully rigged up. Was just throwing a plain Jane green pumpkin black flake. Nothing fancy. Was fishing super clear water, so I just wanted to stay nice and natural. And then here's my big, obnoxious 1 ounce lipless crankbait. It's been a long night. Bladed jig. This is my 1 ounce chatterbait. Okay, you can see it there. It's kind of I call this one the hot Tabasco, imitating a craw with a black Kitech style swim bait trailer. And the key on this for me is the black nickel blade. I just think that's huge. Don't need too much flash on this, looking mostly for vibration. So again, that's my 1 ounce chatterbait that I use to catch those fish out in 18 feet of water. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll show you some of those fish catches, and check back for more content. I'll be doing these kind of informative videos on what my days on the lake look like. We'll be doing some tournament recaps, and and also some videos featuring our products that we sell here at North Metro Bass Academy. So until next time, good fishing. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good one. How about that one to start off the year, huh? Lipless crankbait? You bet. Back, guys. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Another good one, guys. Solid fish. That thing came up from a long ways away and smoked it. Thank you. Woo. Big one. Big one. Giant. Look at that, guys. Look how he had that Ned rig down there, huh? Look at that. That's a solid 5-pounder right there. First big fish of the season. Solid. This is a good one. Stay on, baby. Stay on now. Oh yeah, stay down. Don't something like that. Oh, and he got off. Wow. Huh. I guess with the Ned rig, you can't pull. That was a solid 4-pounder I just lost. On the grass, put them in the boat. There you go. 1 ounce NorthMetroBassAcademy chatterbait right there. Solid 4-pounder. Let's get another one, should we? Looks great.